what's up? Today I'm going to be giving a review for the graphic novel Batman Son of the Demon. And as you can see, this is the cover of this particular graphic novel. It has Batman on the cover, and as you can see on the back it has Talia al Ghul and Ra's al Ghul. Oh yeah, and actually you can say Raj. I think it really is pronounced Ra's al Ghul, but I have heard it being pronounced Ra's al Ghul. But anyway, that's Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul on the back of the cover. Now this particular story details the events of Batman and Talia al Ghul, where you can say Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul, their baby, which is actually like Damian Wayne. But when this story was created, was first published back in 1987. They actually considered this story like non-canon, like DC eventually considered it like non-canon. But the writer of the story, Mike W. Barr, and the artist of it, Jerry Bingham, they created this story basically, so like the story is pretty good, it has holes in it, but at the same time, like the artist, like the artwork for it is like excellent, like superb, which was done by Jerry Bingham. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. I'm sorry if it's not though, But yeah, like the artwork done by him was like superb in the story, But yeah, again, this is actually detailing like the events of like Talia al Ghul being pregnant with a baby, Plus you had like a conflict between like Ra's al Ghul and like a former like enemy of his. Well, not really like an enemy, but I think he was like a friend at first, But they became enemies, Plus at the same time, you have Bruce Wayne, where Batman himself, he's traveling to where Ra's al Ghul is located with Talia al Ghul to in search of like the people that killed this person known as Dr. Blaine. So you have like a bunch of like different like plots going on throughout the story. You have Bruce Wayne, where Batman himself traveling to find out who killed this person known as Dr. Blaine. Plus at the same time, Talia al Ghul and Ra's al Ghul, they want Batman help to take out this former enemy of Ra's al Ghul known as I think Quayan. I think that's how you pronounce his name, or it could be Quayan, but I think it's Quayan, this guy that knew Ra's al Ghul in the past. It turns out he had a conflict with Ra's al Ghul. He actually caused the death of Ra's al Ghul's wife, like he pushed Ra's al Ghul's wife inside the Lazarus pit, and that caused her to die, So that kind of sparks like what's going on with like Ra's al Ghul wanting to pursue him and seek revenge for like the death of his wife. But at the same time, he's seeking Batman's help to pursue this guy, And at the same time, Aquarium, he has like sabotaged like a satellite, which has been sent into space, and it can control the weather. So at one point he causes like a hurricane storm, to like, I think to like enter Russia, and he wants it to attack Moscow and directly attack Moscow. It's kind of confusing, but this satellite can control the weather. So Qui-Gon, he directs like the satellite to actually cause like hurricanes and like storms, and so on, So it's kind of like cheese, but it's okay though, Now this story was created and published in 1987. Now it opens with like Batman like taking out these like terrorists at like I think the Gotham plant. And after that, I think Dr. Blaine shows up, but then later on he's found like dead, and at first they thought that he committed suicide, but it turns out that he was actually murdered, and Batman suspects that he was actually murdered. But on the way to after Batman, like after he stops the terrorists at his plant, he gets like wounded, and even Gordon himself, like Commissioner Gordon, he says, you have to get that wound like treated, So as once he like once he's heading back to like Wayne Manor, or actually you could say the Batcave, Talia al Ghul shows up, and she helps him, she helps him to like the Batcave. Now I think she actually knocked him out and took him to the Batcave, but they don't really stress it. But it looks like she shot something at him or something like that, because he ended up getting knocked out, or he could have just fainted. But she takes him back to the Batcave, and Alfred is there to help her, and so on, and she tells him that she tells him about like Ra's al Ghul and so on, and everything like that. But then eventually they travel to where Ra's al Ghul is located. And another thing, I'm not going to touch on that because like the different like locations in the story, cause I know some of them are fictional. I don't think they really existed. It's kind of like complicated, like the different locations, that they go to and stuff, So I'm not going to touch on all that because it was kind of like complicated. Nothing against like the writers or anything like that, but I just thought it was kind of like complicated, So I'm not going to really touch on that because it's kind of like far-fetched, And I think those locations that they did go to, a lot of them I think are like fictionalized. They didn't really exist, and some of them you can't even pronounce their names. Well, I have trouble pronouncing their names, But anyway, he travels to where Ra's al Ghul is located, and Ra's al Ghul somehow convinces him to actually join hands with Talia. So at one point they actually get kind of like married to a certain extent, because Batman even gives her like this necklace, I think. And then eventually it's revealed that Talia has become pregnant. They have like a little sexual encounter, which I thought was kind of cool. They have sex in the story, and she reveals him that she is actually pregnant with a baby. But they don't really stress at first whether it's like a boy or a girl. I'm not gonna spoil it. I don't want to like ruin the story. But at the same time, like I said, it turns out that Ra's al Ghul had like a former friend who caused like the death of his wife. He pushed Ra's al Ghul's wife into the Lazarus pit. So like Ra's al Ghul is upset for that. He never could find this guy known as Quayan, so he's after him. And that's why he wants Batman's help to seek him out. And at the same Quayan, the guy that's like an enemy of Ra's al Ghul that was like a former friend of him too as well. He's actually sabotaged the satellite. Because at one point Batman and Talia al Ghul, they try to stop the satellite. From being sabotaged, but somebody still managed to get away, and they like fell, so it did get up into space, and like I said, it can control like the weather and stuff like that. So he calls like Quay, he orders the people up there that's controlling the satellite, his own men, he orders them to like sabotage it. Well, not sabotage it, but to cause like hurricanes and storms and stuff like that. Because at one point he actually directed at Moscow, like I mentioned before, But overall, this is a pretty decent story, as far as like graphic novels go, like Batman graphic novels go, it's like a decent one. It's not one of the best ones I read. It's not one of the worst ones I read. I thought it was pretty good. I thought the storytelling kind of had holes in it, because there's like a lot of stuff they left kind of like like not completed, like it was like open. Cause at the beginning of the story you have like Ra's al Ghul. I think he's coming out like the Lazarus pit or something like that, and apparently he was supposedly dead or something like that. But they don't really give that like enough explanation. Plus there's also like other few holes too, like the locations and stuff like that I thought was kind of confusing. But another thing too, I thought the artwork by Jerry Bingham, I thought his artwork was like superb. This is some of like the best artwork I've ever seen, like in a comic, like a graphic novel or a comic book period. I thought the artwork was just superb. Now you have appearances by like Commissioner Gordon, like Alfred. They show up in the story, at the Batcave and stuff. All those show up, and those are like Batman staples. And I like the look of Batman in this story too. He looked awesome. He had like the dark, gloomy look, like very like hardcore and serious. Like I thought that was cool and awesome. Cause I think that's how he was like during like the 80s too, like the 70s too, if I'm not mistaken. So I like the look of him as well. But then again, it still is like the basis for the origin of Damian Wayne, who's like the fourth Robin, right? I know you have Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, and they are really considered canon. So I think it gives like a glimpse, but they do consider this like non-canon, like I said. But at the same time, they do actually consider it canon, because they actually, the people that wrote the Batman and Son storyline, they actually kept this storyline, and that's how they created Damian Wayne. So they did keep it, so it did actually eventually become canon. There's also like a little hints of like Son of the Batman, like the movie, that they had like the DC Universe animated movie. There's actually little hints of that, like where they're attacking like Ra's al Ghul's like fortress at the very beginning, and like Damon and like Talia al Ghul is fighting like the ninjas off. They have like a sequence like that in this story too, as well, with Talia and the Batman himself fighting the enemies off that are attacking Ra's al Ghul's like fortress, So I thought that was kind of cool, Now this story is like violent too. It has like lots of violence here, like people getting their necks and stuff broken, stuff like that. It's profanity, and you hear like the B word a lot. I'm not gonna say it, but you hear that a lot too as well. But overall, this is a pretty decent Batman graphic novel. So in the end, I'll be giving this story right here, Batman Son of the Demon. I'm aiming at giving this a B minus, and I recommend, especially if you are fans of like Damian Wayne, or like the origin of like Batman having like a kid, a baby or so. If you're kind of a fan of that, interested in that, I would definitely recommend this. You have to get this to try, because this is the first glimpse of like Damian Wayne, but they don't call him Damon or anything like that. It's just like like her being pregnant, and I don't want sports, But other than that, I would recommend this, and I'm giving this a B minus, and this is my review for Batman Son of the Demon. All right. Oh yeah, and please subscribe to my channel.